As long as I hold this, I will see through her eyes, and I will know where you are, and I will have you.
In 2086, two peaceful aliens journey to Earth, seeking our help. In return, Wait, hold on. Why don't we just let them explain it?
In 2086, two peaceful aliens journeyed to Earth, seeking our help. In return, they gave us the plans for our first hyperdrive, allowing mankind to open the doors to the stars. We have assembled a team of unique individuals to protect Earth and our allies, courageous pioneers committed to the highest ideals of justice and dedicated to preserving law and order across the new frontier. These are the adventures of the Galaxy Rangers.
This animated series is what happens when you blend science fantasy with the American Old West. And I've been literally giddy with glee crafting this video. I'm your host, Atten, here at We Love TTRPGs, and though this isn't a tabletop role-playing game yet, unless you count Starlog, which is pretty close, a topic I'll be covering with a future upload. Unless you live in the future, in which case you should go check out my Starlog video. But for the rest of us, I want to share something fantastic and special. The Adventures of the Galaxy Rangers. Oh, but I've seen other YouTube videos about this, and those people aren't actually fans. So I bet you aren't either, right? Oh, really? Really? Well, why do I have these? That's right. Buckle up and prepare for blast off. Before we go into this, here's a tip. If you're running or participating in a sci-fi role-playing game, I urge you to watch this series and either let your imagination be inspired by the show or just steal the ideas. It really doesn't matter since you'll still be making those ideas your own. Hey, you see what I did there? I created an excuse for this video to exist on our tabletop role-playing channel. Although the show was intended for a younger audience, it still manages to appeal to mature viewers. Over 30 years since it first aired, and the Adventures of the Galaxy Rangers are still loved by many of the adults who were lucky enough to have watched it in their youth. In addition to information learned through the animated series, I've also relied on less well-known facts that were revealed in the limited-run comics by Marvel UK, as it is my hope to bring you the very best and most accurate video available on this topic. In the 21st century, Earth has encountered other worlds and joined the benevolent intergalactic union called the League of Planets. But though our neighbors in the League are friendly, the new vast frontier of space holds many unwelcome foes, ready to plunder Earth's riches for their own gain. Beta, Earth's Bureau for Extraterrestrial Affairs, has equipped 4 of its top agents with the powers of the Series 5 cybernetic implants to act as the champions of justice of this wild, wide galaxy. The Adventures of the Galaxy Rangers follows a team of elite interstellar law enforcement officers. The Galaxy Rangers were modeled after the romanticized myths surrounding the real-world Texas Rangers, founded in the early 1800s, from which semi-historical pop culture figure the Lone Ranger had been a member. The team are dressed in outfits reminiscent of the North American Wild West and ride their own personal talking horse-like robot steeds for ground transportation. The Galaxy Rangers are an elite team within Beta, the Bureau for Extraterrestrial Affairs, tasked with maintaining law and order, protecting the galaxy, and exploring new worlds. Their base of operations is named Beta Mountain, and though not entirely clear, it is believed to be located somewhere in the North American Rocky Mountains. There's also a dark underlying assumption throughout the series that Beta, the Supertroopers, and the Galaxy Rangers were all created due to Earth's need to recover and rebuild from some prior alien catastrophe. Though it is not detailed, the series implies the existence of a centralized, possibly global Earth government overseeing and coordinating with Beta, allied with the League of Planets, an interstellar coalition of alien planets and civilizations. Again, details remain unclear, but there's an unspoken assumption that Earth had been attacked and largely devastated by hostile alien invaders. It's been suggested by some sources that Earth's surviving population live in domed cities found sporadically across the surface of the planet. The sci-fi western ran for a single season with almost daily 30-minute episodes airing from September 14th to December 11th, 1986. And its 65 episodes remained in syndication until 1989. Produced by Transcom Media Incorporated and Gaylord Entertainment Company, it is frequently promoted as having been one of the first American-made Japanese-style anime shows. This doesn't mean it is technically anime, simply that it closely approximated the visual style and should more properly be labeled as anime-esque. My first introduction to anime, like so many 80s kids living in the United States, came from 1979's 77 episode Starblazers, which was the very first popular English-translated anime to air in the United States and ran for 3 seasons. Though Galaxy Rangers was produced in the US, the actual animation was created by TMS Entertainment, one of the oldest and most renowned animation studios in Japan. Though still somewhat obscure and largely unknown due to its limited run single season, the series retains a loyal following and remains a standout in 1980s animated television. Among its many notable achievements, The Adventures of the Galaxy Rangers was one of the first animated shows to use computer graphics. Series creator Robert Mandel has said the computer-generated images used in the series were created using an Atari computer. However, another source, alleging to have been responsible for creating those animations, insists they were made using the Cubicom picture maker on an IBM. Now, we could spend time on details about production, but with no intended disrespect to the voice actors, animators, or other production crew, I'm not going to cover those facts because, frankly, I can't imagine anyone ever watched this show desperate to know, oh my god, who is doing the voice of that giant space chicken? But if you are interested in those details, please see links in this video's description. The main characters were led by Zachary Fox, who commanded the team of Rangers consisting of Shane Gooseman, Niko, and Walter Doc Hartford. Both Niko and Doc defied negative stereotypes about women and minorities, providing strong, positive role models to the audience. All of the Rangers were equipped with advanced Series 5 brain implants that granted them unique abilities. Their mission was to protect the galaxy from various threats, including the nefarious Queen of the Crown, who sought to expand her empire through the use of the mysterious psychocrystals, which she used to trap the life force of her captives and fuel her insidious Slaverlords. The advanced Series 5 brain implants granted the Rangers superhuman capabilities. These cybernetic implants were a central element of the story, granting each Ranger powers that supplemented their existing unique abilities. The S5 implant produces a conversion of bioelectrical power generated by alpha radiation stored within each badge worn by the Galaxy Rangers. These implants interfaced directly with the Rangers' nervous system and provided seamless control and activation of their powers. The team's leader, Zachary Fox, had received a 2-year assignment as Marshal of the human colony on Kirwin. He had departed Earth piloting the Phoenix space yacht Ranger 1 when tragedy strikes. This simple background will lead us into the show's opening episode titled Phoenix. Zachary is a human, 32 years of age. He was born on Earth and rose through the ranks of Beta due to his exceptional skills and unwavering sense of justice. He's an accomplished pilot, fearsome combatant, and a family man married with 2 children. He is driven by duty and a profound personal mission, as his wife, Eliza, was captured by the Queen of the Crown and her life force imprisoned in a psychocrystal.
My slaver is feeding on her psychic energy. Behold! She is linked to my creation. Eliza Fox's life force can be fully returned only if the psycho crystal on the Slaverlord is joined to that other half worn by the human.
This personal tragedy fuels Zachary's determination to fight against the Crown Empire and liberate all of those who have been enslaved.
I'm going after the other half of Eliza's psycho crystal.
Zachary's Series 5 brain implant enhances his abilities and bionics. During a battle with the giant space chicken pirate Captain Kidd, his entire left side was badly damaged. Zachary was returned to Earth and his body rebuilt using advanced cybernetics, work that was sponsored by Beta and included a Series 5 implant. Upon recovery, Zachary met with Beta Commander Joseph Walsh, and they both recognized the need for an elite team to counter crime in known space. Commander Fox insisted that every member of the team also be equipped with Series 5 implant. Commander Walsh agreed, and the Galaxy Rangers were formed with Zachary as their leader. With the aid of his S5 implant, Zachary has the ability to fire blasts of energy through his left arm, in addition to extraordinary strength. The power of his implant allows Zachary to release a charge of bioelectrical energy so great he can blast or punch holes through walls, and also create focused energy capable of spot welding circuitry.
I am not a metamorph.
Shane Gooseman is often a fan favorite and one of the team's most feared combatants. Shane appears to have been inspired by merging 1970s Clint Eastwood with 1980s Billy Idol, but with the physique of an Olympic bodybuilder. That's because he's a genetically engineered super soldier.
I'm a super trooper. A genetic mutant like you!
Created as part of the Supertrooper program. The Supertroopers were enhanced humanoids with superior physical and mental capabilities, created to serve as elite soldiers to protect Earth from hostile aliens.
My first command project there was to develop and train a top-secret squad of genetically engineered soldiers to protect the Earth from the alien enemies of outer space. Little did I know what was about to be unleashed.
His exact age is unknown and not explicitly stated in the series. However, given his background as a genetically engineered being, he was likely designed to be in prime physical condition, with an appearance placing him in his late 20s to early 30s. The Super Trooper program was marred by ethical concerns and instability issues among its Super Trooper creations. Those instabilities led to many of them becoming dangerous and uncontrollable. Shane, however, was one of the few who managed to maintain his stability and morality. Resulting from his genetic engineering and Series 5 brain implant, Shane possesses several enhanced abilities. He possesses accelerated healing, allowing him to recover from injuries at an accelerated rate. His physical enhancements grant him superior strength, agility, and reflexes compared to normal humans. One of Shane's most fascinating abilities is his adaptive physiology. His body can adapt to various threats, allowing him to generate energy fields, resist extreme conditions, and of all the Rangers, he is the most versatile and deadly in combat. Shane is a key member of the Galaxy Rangers, and his tactical expertise makes him an invaluable asset to the team. Gooseman's past with the Super Trooper program also provides a recurring storyline in the series, as he occasionally encounters former comrades who have become adversaries. Despite his somewhat gruff exterior, he shows a deep sense of compassion and a commitment to protecting the innocent. Niko is a brilliant 24-year-old archaeologist specializing in the study of ancient cultures. Niko is a beautiful auburn-haired psychic with precognition and psychokinesis abilities. By touching an object, she may gain mental images of its past and future. Her Series 5 brain implant enhances those abilities. Niko is a human, born on the failed colony world of Elspeth. After the destruction of her colony and loss of both her parents, she was found by Ariel, her teacher and mentor, and taken to the Haven world of Xanadu, where her psychic abilities were nurtured. Niko was chosen at 19 years of age by Beta to join the Galaxy Rangers, not simply because of her psychic powers, but also for her experience with alien diplomacy, piloting, and considerable prowess as a combatant. Niko has also shown great mastery of Taekwondo and ranged marksmanship. She's the only female among the Galaxy Rangers, but treated as an equal. Her strength of character, sensitivity, and compassion help bind the team together. She is a strong, single woman with no family or love interest, and has at times become the focus of attention among the male members of the team, testing her diplomatic skills. Her personality is the most consistent and mature of all of the Galaxy Rangers. Her attitude is said to always be positive and optimistic, even in the face of tremendous danger. Her utility belt is equipped with a medical scanner, a radiation detector, and a number of visual and audio recorders. Her equipment was supplied by Beta and a consortium of universities interested in the data she collects on missions. Her Series 5 implant boosts her already considerable psychic talents, even allowing her to manifest powerful force shields for defense. One of her weaknesses, portrayed in several episodes, is how exhausting her psychic abilities can be when pushed to extremes. Walter Doc Hartford is a human from Earth, born on the island of Jamaica to wealthy parents. He was educated in private schools before attending Miss Abercrombie's charm and finishing school. He ultimately left that life of wealth and luxury to join a biochemical corporation to assist in the creation and development of advanced computer programs. He later resigned and joined the Rangers after discovering his skills were not being challenged. Doc is often described as a swashbuckling computer genius who fights with a sword, gun, and fists. He is a computer savant, and with the beta scientist Q-Ball, He helped create many of the automated systems used by the Galaxy Rangers. His Series 5 implants allow him to communicate with and control special programs called tweakers.
Doctor will operate. Let's go, Pathfinder. Get me access codes.
Which appear as flying holographic geometric shapes. Doc carries a computer diagnostic unit, a compact computer which has advanced diagnostics and maintenance functions, along with sensory and computer linkage capability. The CDU acts as a focus for Doc's implant power, and also as a storage facility for his tweakers, affectionately named Pathfinder, Tripwire, Firefly, Searchlight, Lifeline, and Pixel. Doc's digital assistants offer capabilities far beyond any normal computer program, and his Series 5 implant allows control via simple verbal communication and near unlimited power and control over any computer system. Doc's tweakers often play an important role in the team's many successes. Tripwire and Pathfinder are the most frequently utilized and possess the ability to hack into protected interfaces, granting access to restricted information and breach sealed security barriers. In addition to the show's primary protagonists, there are a number of supporting characters. Zozo is an alien ambassador to Earth from the farm planet of Kirwin, where the gene labs specialize in growing just about anything. Zozo is a Kiwi, and they are very much the opposite of the Andorians. Whereas the Andorians are a highly technical society and deeply logical people, the Kiwi are very personable and empathetic and emotional. Zozo is described as cheerful, loves adventure, and approaches most anything with a sense of humor. In several episodes, he is also addressed as Ranger Zozo, indicating he is at least an honorary, if not full, Galaxy Ranger in his own right. Waldo is an exceptionally brilliant Andorian mathematician and engineer. He is a very tall, distinguished alien, and although logical to a fault, possesses a good sense of humor. Like all Andorians, he is often quiet and focused. Waldo and Zozo are close friends and allies, working with Commander Walsh and the Rangers. They are also both family friends of Commander Fox. Highly amusing when paired with Ambassador Zozo of Kirwin.
It's not fair to be interfering with the plans on planet Kirwin. Just to do some profiteering! Now our food is disappearing!
Instead of engaging in physical combat, he waits for attacks to close range with him before activating a powerful personal force field that incapacitates those coming into contact with it. Although we assume it was Zozo and Waldo who are the two unnamed peaceful aliens from the show's opening monologue, this is never made certain. Waldo is also the creator of Kirwin's defense shield and the super-fast hyperdrive traded to Earth in exchange for an alliance.
Gentlemen, allow me to introduce myself. Buzzwang, robot extraordinaire.
Buzzwang is a clumsy, breakdancing, well-intentioned android that assists the Rangers and their allies in a few episodes. Buzzwang was created by beta scientist Q-Ball and is a helper around Longshot Labs, but the android desired to become a Galaxy Ranger. Despite causing a great deal of havoc, by the conclusion of episode 12, Tune-Up, Buzzwang earns the honorary title of Ranger and recognition for his part in capturing the outlaw Lazarus Slade. The Galaxy Rangers and their allies face many intergalactic threats. The Queen of the Crown, introduced in the first episode, is the tyrannical ruler of the vast and crumbling Crown Empire. She has a noticeable resemblance in both appearance and behavior to the evil queen from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. The sorceress queen creates Slaverlords as spies and enforcers to maintain power over her empire. She has a psychic link with these servants, allowing her to see and hear everything and anything they do. However, a central part of the show involves her inability to find a species strong enough to maintain a Slaverlord for any great length of time. Thus, the Queen now seeks the newest addition to the interstellar community, humans, who she recognizes as the perfect specimen to fuel her slavers. The show offers no further details regarding the Crown Empire. We only learn she fuses magic and technology to stabilize and maintain control over her territory. The Queen uses a powerful evil invention called the Psychocrypt. These devices turn sentient beings into biological batteries, draining them of their life energy, resulting in the creation of the Soul Jar, used to power her Slaverlord constructs. As an example of her ruthless evil, she carpet bombs the planet Tortuna, rendering it uninhabitable aside from a few domed cities. Furthermore, we learn she brought the entire sentient Gherkin species to near extinction to create Slaverlords. Slaverlords are psychic projections controlled by the Queen, powered by the life force trapped in a psychocrystal. A psychocrystal is a crystal full of life energy stolen from a living being. The Slaverlords act as the eyes, ears, and mouth of the Queen. Crown agents, the foot soldiers of the Empire. They're everywhere. The Crown has influence and often commanded by a Slaverlord. I had always assumed they were robots, but apparently they're not, as I found nothing to support that. So I guess they're just humanoids in blue armor with some type of synthetic language device. Captain Kidd is a space pirate of the Plitsky species, large bird-like humanoids with feathers, a beak, and a somewhat avian body structure. There's definitely a lot of what if Jabba the Hutt was a giant space chicken portrayed by Carol Burnett vibes going on with this colorful character. He is introduced in the series' first episode, and it's his actions that result in Zachary Fox's wife being captured by the Queen of the Crown. He's a unique villain with complex behavior and motivations, often wavering between selfishness, greed, cowardice, and an occasional reluctant ally to the Galaxy Rangers.
Yeah. The Galaxy Ranger, Brave Maya, and Shane Gooseman, I believe. I recognized you. Are you here for a 50-cent tour of the facility? Or do you have something stupider in mind?
Lazarus Slade is a reoccurring antagonist in the adventures of the Galaxy Rangers. He's a brilliant, albeit twisted scientist and inventor who frequently clashes with the Galaxy Rangers due to his criminal activities and association with other villains. Slade is a smooth operator, using his charms to win people over or lower their guard. He can be very persuasive, which he uses to his advantage in his various criminal enterprises. Mogul is a magic-wielding alien appearing in several episodes, my favorite, appropriately titled Space Sorcerer.
I am the most powerful of the space sorcerers. Soon you will grovel in fear.
Many spacecraft have disappeared in the sorcerer system. Ages ago, a race of sorcerers ruled the part of space you have just entered.
Mogul is a large and imposing figure with 6 arms he uses to conjure powerful sorcery. His appearance is both intimidating and mystical, reflecting his role as a sorcerer and crime lord. As a sorcerer, Mogul possesses significant magical powers, which he uses to further his criminal activities and combat the Galaxy Rangers. And with his 6 arms, he may perform multiple magical feats simultaneously, making him a formidable opponent. And his canine-like demon minions, as well as loyal servant Larry,
excuse me, my lord. I know you're busy and all, but
make him a feared opponent.
I am as beyond you as you are of the insects.
Scarecrow is one of the show's darker and most mysterious villains. He or it appears to be some type of supernatural force and frequently targets Niko specifically during combat. Some speculation exists that claims Scarecrow was actually some alternate manifestation of Shane Gooseman, transformed by the corrupting X-Factor serum. It is suggested these answers would have been revealed in a second season had the show continued. The 2 most common ships used by the Galaxy Rangers are the Beta Starfighters, known as Ranger Interceptors, and Ranger 1. From 1987's Starlog magazine, issue number 121, series creator and producer Robert Mandel said, "It started as a sci-fi action-adventure in outer space about a police force." He said that the idea of 2 aliens coming to Earth looking for help had always been there. He said in the back of his mind he always knew it was based on 1954's Seven Samurai by the legendary Japanese director Akira Kurosawa, and the original 1960s production of The Magnificent Seven, starring Yul Brynner, which itself was an adaptation of the aforementioned Seven Samurai. After the show ended, we were able to revisit the adventures of the Galaxy Rangers with a 9-issue comic published by Marvel UK. After that comic line was cancelled, the Rangers briefly continued within the pages of the Marvel UK's Thundercats, beginning with a feature advertisement in issue 78 and making their full appearance in issue 79, remaining until their final appearance in issue 83. There are 3 must-watch episodes. The first 2, which set up the first and only season, as well as episode number 47 titled Supertroopers. There's a lot of speculation that the series borrowed heavily from other commercially successful popular culture properties. Star Wars and Top Gun are frequently referenced. Return of the Jedi had been released just 3 years prior to the series' first airing, and it's difficult to escape the shadow of Star Wars. I believe these influences are present. However, the golden female robot was probably more based on Fritz Lieber's Metropolis, which was itself the inspiration for C-3PO. As for Top Gun, I just don't know how they could have produced 65 episodes in 4 months, which was the time that had elapsed since Top Gun's original theatrical release. I couldn't find any solid evidence for or against those theories, therefore I suspect vague similarities may have been a matter of coincidence, or a phenomenon called multiple independent discovery. Earlier in the video, I showed you these. In the early 2000s, there was a limited run of these, but they've become a rare collector's item now. And guess who currently owns the DVD distribution rights? Yep, Hasbro Entertainment won. So we are seriously never going to be allowed to have nice things. While creating this video, I guess I was sort of naive when I felt this moment of surprise to discover some artistic sexualizing of Niko. But that's just the internet being the internet. Throughout their adventures, the Galaxy Rangers faced many challenges, from battling genetically engineered super soldiers and ruthless bounty hunters, to thwarting space pirates and confronting powerful alien entities. Despite being exposed to constant dangers, they remained vigilant defenders of law and order throughout the frontier. They used their skills, implants, and unwavering determination to uphold justice and defend against any threat they encountered. If you're a fan of Joss Whedon's Firefly and like 80s anime style, this might be worth binge watching. All of the episodes are on YouTube, and this truly groundbreaking show never received the recognition and support it deserved. Now, in the age of endless remakes and nostalgia, I find it surprising we haven't seen a new production in either animation or live action. Now, if you check out this video's description, I got a bunch of useful links for you to learn more about this classic show. And if you join our Discord family, we'd love to hear from you there too. I'm your host and friend Atten here at We Love TTRPGs, and remember, no guts, no glory.
We just